Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Unpredicted Party, the only Middle-earth TTRPG that will finally answer the question, why didn't they just take the Eagles to Mordor? And we are one step closer to answering that question. I am your humble lore master, Don Marshall. Around me are my internet friends. Say hi, internet friends.
Hi.
Oh,
Thank you, Zach.
that's how I do it every
Joining
time.
us. Yeah, it's
That's
just
every
so,
time.
it was so deep that
Charlotte
time.
has
It
her
felt...
thing. Charlotte, maybe they're getting deeper. I don't know.
Special welcome once again to my dear friend Anna Maria, who's joining us for a second episode. Shocker, I know, the original planned one. I think I just have to give that up now at this point. It's not even funny anymore. It's not a bit. It just happens. Thank you again for joining us.
It's a bit like, are you familiar with the garden path joke style of joke? Norm Macdonald was famous with this joke where you tell a joke that starts off good and then it goes on and on for 10 minutes, and the longer it goes, the worse it gets until it circles around to good again. That's the joke at this point.
Right. So we will be done with Anna Maria by the end of this episode. She'll leave at the halfway mark and we'll be good to go. And then I'm just going to keep saying that and pushing the goalpost further down the field until eventually you're a full-time cast member.
You can
anyway,
certainly try.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us, Anna Maria especially. We do have some people to thank before we get started. Sarah M. Shunky does the artwork here. She is at Sarah M. Shunky on Instagram. Little Wit the Cartographer does our maps. You can find his services on Facebook. The music is done by Cullen Vance. You can go to cullenvancecreative.com to support him. The system we are playing with is the One Ring system by Free League Publishing. And we are sponsored today by The Rook and the Raven. For all of your TTRPG note-taking needs, go to therookandtheraven.com. With all of that out of the way, are we ready to get started?
Never am.
Let's go anyway. When last we left off, our party had been more or less captured and imprisoned for some reason. It was mostly because Tori rolled a Gandalf at the end of 2 episodes ago, and I didn't immediately jump to the next battle map. But because of that, they escaped said prison, and through a number of very ingenious moments, such as talking to rats, tunneling their way out of here, bullying Eladon and Elro here, and reviving Arwen, thank you Tariel for that one, and focusing on some bones, you all managed to escape the clutches of this cave. But in doing so, you were brought out into a very narrow, claustrophobic, stony hallway. And you made some choices about going left or right or straight or through passages or not through passages. And you also gained a very important ability called Osanwe, which is the elven telepathy that we typically see in Peter Jackson, but because of the way Tolkien described it, it is all creatures that have souls. So Beery is now able to collectively be in that group as well. However, it is through some minor annoyances and raised voices that you all attracted the attention of the green smoke of the dead and the hands gripping out at you one after another after another. And in a fit of what I can only say is either genius or stupidity, Zach, after Arwen saw the sword about 50 feet away down the hallway, you threw Beery hard and fast, and unfortunately, Beery was not fast enough to grab the sword in front of him before a green-tinted boot stepped on the bladed edge as you grabbed the pommel. Beery, what you did not notice as you were looking down because you were so focused on the sword was the fact that you are not laying down on the ground trying to reach for these things on solid earth. Instead, when you look down, you realize that you've actually had your fall cushioned by bones.
Oh, no.
No.
And as the rest of you notice this, because the loud crunch and crack of the bones echoes throughout the entirety of this hallway, you glance down and see that the entire pathway is skulls and rib bones and femurs and legs, and it's bad. That's my Discord notifications. I do apologize. We are going to go ahead and mute that. Sorry.
You're good. I had a minor panic attack because before we started recording, I made sure all my Discord notifications were off. I thought I had missed one.
Sorry, that was me. My bad. But we carry on. Here's how this is going to work. Because technically combat hasn't started yet. That being said, you all have the ability to speak to each other internally now. So plans can be made, snap decisions, and thoughts can be transmitted in an instant. This is not like word for word. You can also transmit ideas. You can transmit thoughts and actions of what you think should be done, and the others will know it instantly. It's not like the long Galadriel monologue. Now, if you would like to say something to that effect, you can. But if you would like to express an idea or a thought to happen instantly, you can also do that as well. We are going to start this in a almost semi-loose combat fashion. And we are going to start with you, Beery, and then we are going to go to the King of the Dead, and then we will go to the rest of the party. Sound good?
Are you sure you don't want to start with anybody else?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So, Beery,
you
grab the pommel, and the foot comes down, the boot on the sword. What do you do?
Okay. And it's who I'm imagining, right? From the Peter Jackson movies.
This is the King of the Dead. He's got a crown on his head.
God. Well, Beery's not a fan of ghosts, I imagine. So also happy Halloween, everybody. Anyways, I think what he's going to do, he's going to do like a power roll, almost like an alligator, like thrash, just try to roll, but also pretty much unsheathe the sword out from under his foot, sliding it across the bones and out.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. This is going to be ill favor, though, because you are making it against the King of the Dead.
It's only the King of the Dead. No big deal.
It's fine.
We got this. He's strong. Come on, Beery. Okay. Uh, 23. And more than doubled it.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make a roll for the King of the Dead.
He also stepped in oil right before, so it's very slick.
The King of the Dead also rolled a 23. And in this instance, the person attempting to do the action succeeds. So, Beery, what does it look like as you grab the sword out from under his foot?
I didn't think that was going to work. Oh, yeah.
He's going to
just...
It should not have.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the way I imagine it. You know how people can get really strong when they're afraid or full of adrenaline?
Yeah.
He's going to hold on the sword and be confused, like follow the boot. It's going to be almost like a Scooby and Shaggy moment.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the boot, up the green leg and all the way up to him and just kind of like, and unsheath it and roll the hell out of there. And he's going to be wielding the sword. He's going to be holding the sword, like,
okay,
holding him at bay, like,
Okay. So, would you like to do anything for what is essentially your secondary action? Anything that doesn't necessarily require a roll? If you are attempting to make an attack against the King of the Dead, I will allow you to choose a stance. If not, we will not need to pick a combat stance for you. But
oh my God.
If you want to enter combat.
He's looking to defend himself.
Okay.
But he is technically in the forward stance.
So you can pick your stance,
Right.
forward, open, or defensive.
I think he's caught so off guard by this moment, he's going to be in the forward position.
So if we do enter combat, you are going to have 1d6 extra rolled against you, but you also get 1 extra d6. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Beery, the King of the Dead is going to make an attack against you.
Bring it. He has 1 dot in swords. Here we go.
Oh, God. No.
Oh.
Dawn, no.
No. I didn't Gandalf. It's actually low. Remind me of your parry score. Is it 20 or is 20 with the shield?
It's 20 without the shield.
It's 20 without the shield. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The rest of you watch. That was 4d6s
Oh
too.
my God.
The rest of you watch as Beery, hand shaking, holds up Anduril and blocks the King of the Dead's sword as Anduril clashes with the King of the Dead's sword itself. He is now going to look down at you and just grimace. A dwarf entering my domain. Moment to respond, if you would like.
Yeah, just kind of power stands underneath him in this very like Conan the Barbarian sort of moment. Crapping his pants.
Just for quick flavor, can everyone telepathically just hear Tanel go, Barry? Just like out of shock and horror.
Yeah,
as a sword swung towards him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't think he has response to this. I think he is so busy being flabbergasted by this entire moment. He's just trying to hold this thing back.
Wait.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I ask an obscure Lord of the Rings fact question?
Please.
Just quickly. Is it the sword itself that has the power to do the stoppage?
Would you like to test that question out in game?
I think we've just tested it. Beery has stopped a stroke.
With Anduril, yes.
That's what I'm asking. But so, okay, it's fine. All right, okay, go on.
You can. I don't necessarily. The reason I don't want to answer this is because it is a lingering question.
Okay, right. Okay.
And we can potentially have some.
Have some
fun with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Not so much for you all. Okay, Beery, you've had your turn. King of the Dead has had his turn. The rest of you, as well as Eladon, Elrohir, and Elrond, have a moment to do things. Now, I know what Eladon, Elrohir, and Elrond, Eladon, and Elrohir. God, that's so hard to say fast. I know what Arwen's relatives will do. I will ask first, what are the rest of you doing, if anything? Feel free to raise your hand, chime in, do what you got to do.
I mean, Tanel screams.
Yeah, I mean, everything
telepathically.
Yeah, so quickly. I mean,
I think at the current moment, like there's that scream telepathically, and then just like this dissipating wave of panic as she's like in almost a defensive position.
Okay. Defensive, like you want to do combat stance defensive, or
no, defensive as in like squared shoulders, squared feet.
Got it. Okay.
Like the whole situation's taken her by surprise.
Got it. Arwen, we'll come back to you. Tanel, or sorry, Tariel.
I'm having a brain blast. Give me a second.
Yeah, it's
we'll let you cook.
You know, it happened so quickly. I don't think there's much time for anybody to do anything except gape.
Okay.
You all would feel maybe catalyzed by Tinel's shout. Tariel will sort of react like right on the heels of that. As Beery, like, there's this quick thing where as Beery is stuck briefly, you will feel this wave of something that's hard to describe. It's the horror of deja vu. And then when he's free and stopped the oncoming sword, there's like she doesn't process what she's saying. There's relief, but either way, like her knives are in her hands, and like Tanel, she sort of assumes the position, but her face is just there's no reading anything deeper than that.
Got it. Halloweth.
Our weapons do nothing here. There's no point.
You see Beery, just so we don't metagame too much. You see Anduril block this sword. It is unknown to you whether or not their swords would bypass you, would hurt you, would do anything really. So you're still in the around. You might need to find out.
Okay, well, can I do it? Because Elrond knew, didn't he? When he gave this, because so I wonder if the elves would know. Surely we have some information on this.
Make as a Lothlorien elf, I'll say go ahead and make me a flat lore check. See if this is something that you would know.
Yeah, I mean I pass it quite easily.
Okay, great.
20.
You would get the sense then that it's probably Anduril that can block it for very good reason, but you also might get the sense that perhaps the ghosts can't actually hurt people, and maybe it is the fear, or perhaps maybe it is the weapons because clearly something made contact with it. You're probably in between those two right now, but I don't think you would know for certain.
Okay. Howard's gonna transmit just a simple question, a very quick question to everyone, which is fight or flee? Or actually, no, 3. Fight, flee, recruit.
Recruit. Recruit comes back to you immediately.
Recruit
okay.
Also.
Yeah.
Indecision. You just feel indecision.
Okay.
From Tariel.
And I'm just going to say for flavor, there's no thoughts in Beery's head. It's just white hot.
No, just sword. Okay, then how that's going to shout at the king of the dead. Oh, it's just wait.
Okay. Arwen.
Mm-hmm.
Same moment that Halloweth is yelling wait, and you all hear recruit. You all have that thought in your head. What are you doing?
Halloweth, you feel a wave of gratitude from Arwen because she wasn't necessarily ready to reveal herself with no sword, no nothing yet. But also she also did not intend Beery to suddenly become the front line with the sword.
Yeah.
So she's like, everybody hold up. But she does have a thought. She sends, how close is Arwen standing to Tanel?
Probably a couple feet. You're all sort of bunched together. Beery is much further down.
She feels the panic radiating from Tanel. And I think just to Tanel says, do not fear. We have a few tricks up our sleeve yet. Can you pass me the chest of bones?
Immediately. Hands it over. Like, as you're like, as Arwen's like, we have tools. Tanel's like, yes, these bones. Like telepathically.
Take them away. Dear God, take them away.
There's a horn in here too, and a chain that the ring used to be on.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Oh my God.
Did not.
Max, you did not.
It's Halloween, baby.
For those listening on the
God.
podcast, Max has created an actual chest full of bones because we're recording this on the 30th of October, 2024.
That made my week.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
When you were talking about Shakespeare and like holding the skull, it took every ounce of my strength not to go and grab that skull.
That's amazing. That's so good.
Oh man.
Last, poor Isildur.
Oh my God.
I knew
Okay,
him, Elrond.
yes. Yes. Let's do it. Arwen, Tanel hands you the bones, and it's fast.
I'm just gonna actually, as I hand it to her, just slide the lid off.
Cool.
Cool.
Yes. Inside, you see pile of bones, the skull there as well. a chain, and a horn. It's a relatively small horn, though. It's like one of those mini Renaissance fair style ones.
There's a whole didgeridoo in the box.
It actually
It's a clarinet.
telescopes out.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right. Let's have our 1 HP elf take it from here. Because in the midst of all of this, Halloweth, as you yell, wait, and Arwen, you receive the bones, we're going to come back to Beery and the King of the Dead. And I'm actually going to, in the interest of Beery, you being shocked, I'm going to have the King of the Dead go first on this one.
Okay.
And he is going to look down at you, and he is going to say,
"The dead do not suffer the living to pass."
Which is, of course, 6 HP off the final boss.
Thank you. I was just making
such
sure
a
that
good
was...
line. You think I'm not going to use...
It's great.
That's such a good line.
I'm not mad. Actually, you know what?
I'm not mad about that.
Can we all agree that the 6 HP...
Oh, no, that's a freebie.
Forget
That's a
okay.
freebie.
All right.
Yeah, you can have
But
that
this
one.
isn't. Beery
This
responds with, you will suffer us.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No!
Yeah.
So,
Put 12 on
perfect.
it.
You know what? I will. Apex, if you're watching this, resident historian for how many HP is off the final boss. Okay.
Giving an Aragorn line to Beery is just like,
I like it.
I don't know. It just feels right.
Feels good. I mean,
Feels
they gave Tom Bombadil lines to Treebeard. So,
And Gandalf. They gave Tom Bombadil lines to everyone except Tom Bombadil.
You will watch as, sword still in his hand, King of the Dead looks down at you, up at you, Halloweth, sees the rest of you, and I'm going to ask in this moment, Arwen, are you approaching the King of the Dead, or are you going to speak from a distance?
I approach and sort of y'all just get a feeling of like, let's all get closer to Beery. Because I'm like, I need the sword, but Beery cannot be left defenseless, like right there.
Yeah.
I'm also like pleading at Beery to like retreat. I'm like, get back here.
He's locked in right now. Also,
Lock the fuck in.
Oh,
Don, if he starts hearing the crunching of bones coming towards him, he's going to switch his stance to protect companion.
Understood. So that would be a change to defensive stance. I will allow that if anyone begins walking forward.
Yes.
why not?
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting up there, but I can't leave Beery alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie, you guys. This is a really marrowing experience.
Boo.
Oh. That's our show, everyone. Thanks for coming to the Unpredicted Party. We'll see you next time.
How long
Beautiful.
have you been sitting on that?
About 5 seconds.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll allow it.
Being a dad is a lifestyle, Zach. It's...
Right. Beery, from behind you, you hear the crunching of bones. Tariel, you are the least aware here. Make an awareness check for me, please.
Least aware?
You've had some PTSD flashbacks, and I need to see what you noticed and didn't notice.
I would say that's a sign that I'm a little bit too aware. What do you want? Insight?
Awareness, please.
I'm not that, however, aware. Okay. Sorry. 15.
15. With a 15, as you all begin to start walking towards Beery, and Beery, as you start to walk back, the green hands smoke, you notice, has actually inched its way closer towards you, and it's not close enough to like lash out and get you, but it got a little closer as in the split seconds of all of this happening. Okay.
Actually, he's gonna, as the smoke kind of gets closer and closer, he's gonna.
You're gonna blow it away.
Knew it.
Vaughn,
Yeah.
as we're walking, can I just sort of reach in and pocket a small bone, with like a knuckle bone, a vertebrae, anything small that I can keep on my person?
Sure. I will say at this moment, you all watch as Eladon, Elrohir, Elrond, and Raval begin to draw their weapons and move towards you all with.
Not Raval, please.
Yeah.
Listen, Raven got us out of another situation back there. Like,
Rayval's about to spit some hot bars at the king.
Yeah, for true.
He's gonna hurt his feelings.
He's about to start freestyling. Y'all don't even know.
Right. Tinel, if you are trying to stop them, I will say make a persuasion check.
Yeah, it's more like a careful, like, don't unsheath your whole sword here. Like, don't be threatening. But you said persuasion? Persuasion,
please.
Okay. Ooh. 16. Beat it by 5.
With a 16, Rayval's going to make eye contact with you, sheath his own sword, look over to the other 3, and they're kind of half out, just like ready to go as Arwen starts walking forward. Hands are still on the swords, but they're going to start walking with you. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8 of you are going to start making your way towards Beery as Beery steps back into the defensive position and does protect companion. The King of the Dead, same sort of deal, going to look down at you.
You are dead.
Who's he saying this to?
Yeah.
Beery.
Ah.
You saying, okay, all right. He's just going to slowly backing away, holding the sword out, looking very awkward with this thing. He's a hammer man. He's not a swordsman.
Where's Gorge?
Gorge is with you 8 approaching.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he didn't make it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Part of the
Sorry.
fellowship.
No, you're good.
Beery's just not yet. No, he doesn't know what to say to this freaking King of the Dead.
You must die.
He's going to attempt to make another attack against you.
Oh my god.
Oh, can Arwen at this point cry out? Arwen wouldn't. I wouldn't. I cry out, wait!
Persuasion check. Persuasion check.
Because it's like, it's Beery.
I suspect she's persuasive.
Oh, that was a 2. Okay, what do I have on persuasion? Okay. Hang on. I can get this. I can.
Okay.
2, 4. I did not get it. I got a 6.
You did not get it. Okay. So 1 less d6. That is, that's 12. That's 16 plus 7. Beery, you can't move fast enough as the King of the Dead attempts to bring the sword around in whatever sword movement Zach saw me do and can name it probably because he's some sort of weaponsmith. You are
around.
going to take...
it's called an overhead 5.
See, this is why. I love this. It's going to glance off of your chainmail, but the impact is so much stronger than anything you would expect, as the sword doesn't necessarily even hurt you, but you feel almost a pang of pain in your heart as the life force is somehow replaced with a fear and anxiety that you have never felt before. You're going to lose 5 HP off of your total. However, you are not going to show any physical injuries, nor are your armor, whether it's the chainmail or the leather.
Bro took psychic damage.
Can Tinel reach and grab the back of Beery and literally yank him behind her at that hit?
This would be a contested athletics. Beery, are you willing to have this happen? Because you are in defensive stance for protect companion.
Yeah.
Oh man!
But he's stunned.
It's instinct that Tinel's doing
the mom arm.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a dilemma because Beery usually likes to be foreground and kind of tanking a little bit. He's going to take it and he will resist. He will stay in front of Arwen.
Okay, this is going to be a contested athletics check then.
This is not...
Tinel, as I've mentioned before, you are still injured, so you're going to make this roll with ill favor because it's an athletics check. It's something physical.
You better bring the heat. There's 2 6s on the board.
Oh, God. No. Bad.
Boy.
10. Not even close.
Oof.
28.
My God. Yeah, you don't even move.
You don't.
Like a telephone pole.
Dwarves, man.
She tries, but she's so injured from the fight against the Nazgul. She doesn't have the strength to pull you back. You stand firm. And even though you took the damage, you're ready to try and block another one. We're going to come to you, Arwen, in this moment. As you yell out, wait. You are all now close enough. And the smoke creeps closer towards you.
Close enough to touch Beery? Like, how close are we?
If you would like to get close enough to touch Beery, you can. I would ask first, what are you doing? Because he is currently locked in combat with this.
No, for sure. I understand that. Like, I don't think, like, Beery simply did not sign up for this. Okay.
You can handle it.
Arwen has been really counting on this sword, but now that this innocent life is at stake, I feel like sword's taking a little bit of a back burner. Okay. I just, for now, I walk a couple steps forward to be closer to Beery.
Okay.
Not necessarily close enough to be in striking distance, but
Fair.
close enough to stand out. And I place the chest on the ground, not like in any sort of ceremonious way, just to have my hands free. There is a knuckle bone in my pocket.
Yeah, you can keep that in there.
And I say, you will not lay another hand on any of our companions today, Lord King. And that's all I say.
He is going to grunt, head quickly snapping up at you. And we're gonna have a contested athletics check. He is going to attempt to grab Beery by the throat. And this is defensive.
Bitch,
so 1 less
what?
D6.
Bitch, no.
Ooh, hang on, 4, 8.
Glad we all agree.
Is this contested with Beery?
This is going to be contested with your athletics. Yes, I will give you the opportunity to get out of the way as he changes what he's
Stay in the
going for.
grave.
Okay,
kinda
just
hot,
so you
but-
know, I did.
I mean,
Hey, we don't kink shame here. I will, however, I will let you know, I did roll a 21.
Oh,
Add 10 to it, baby.
Oh wow! Damn.
A 31.
Yeah.
Excellent.
oh my god.
He's a nimble dwarf, that one, Arbery. Okay.
He spent a lot of time hanging out with elves the last few months, you know?
Mhm,
Yeah,
that's
he
very
has.
true.
Some stuff.
You guys are
You
going to
just,
watch
like,
as...
push, like as he reaches out, push it out with the guard of the sword. Just push it out.
Yeah. You guys watch as Beery, through some sheer strength of force, and Beery, you know how hard this guy can hit you, even if it is emotionally. You felt the weight of it, so to speak. But you managed to jump back in time, dodge out of a potential third attack. And are you still protecting Arwen, or is she still behind the shield?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
King of the Dead is going to level his sword at you, and I'd say you're out of combat for the moment. Still pointing at you. You watch as behind him, one ghost appears.
Okay,
And a
pointing at
second.
sword pointing at Beery still.
Sword pointing at Beery. Still, well, it's most of you. It's sort of like a, what are y'all doing here? What's up? And then the dozens of ghosts begin to come out, and the hundreds, and you can see as far as this aisle goes down, you are either going to run through them or you're going to turn around and face the green smoke right now as they begin to corner you in this passageway. Arwen, I'll give you a moment for this.
Damn it. Okay. Denizens of the dead, I speak to you all now as your only savior. Drop your weapons, release my companion, and we will parlay lest you be left to languish in undeadness for the rest of existence.
None but the King of Gondor may command me.
I bear the king and queen.
Make an insight check for me.
Oh my god, I was supposed to.
I know it.
Goosebumps.
I
Goosebumps.
That's an 8. How many am I for insight? Okay. 9. 15. 19.
It's twins.
Sorry. I really didn't mean to do a thing, the fellowship point.
You're fine. She passes. You're good.
Okay.
It's twins for the insight check.
Let's pretend I rolled that before.
You're good. You're good. You're good. I need you now, knowing what you know, to roll a persuasion check. But it is a flat persuasion check right now.
Okay.
And Beery?
Yes. I want to add a fellowship point to that.
Okay.
And by doing so, Beery's going to spin, kneel, and hold up the sword for her to grab.
Yeah, I'm going to add, you all feel this wave of awe and respect pour out of Tariel in the way that a vassal honoring an heir would feel. And she does not drop to her knees because ghosts be emerging, and she's actually starting to like look around a little with her swords and sort of get in the protective stance. But she's also just like out of the corner of her eye, just agog at Arwen.
Okay. So how much do I roll?
Okay. So you're going to make a persuasion check. You're also going to add however many D6s you have on the diamonds on your character sheet for persuasion. You are also going to add another D6 for that fellowship point. And I'm just going to remind you, I promise I don't want to metagame too much. We gave you 2 hope points. You have 2 hope points remaining, which are you can call before the roll using up a hope point to add an extra D6 to this roll. Now, keep in mind, you only have these 2. You can regain them later if we have good role play moments where you can regain that hope.
Okay.
But you can use 1 if you'd like. So your total, I think, would be, is it 4 D6s or do you have 3 on your character sheet?
I have 2 D6s on my own, and then I have Max's D6 and
yours if you want to use a hope point. So you would have 1 D12 and 4 D6s.
I will be saving it because my target number is 11. I think I can make it.
That's fine.
Okay.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I did roll a sour.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I can add 3 D6s though.
It doesn't matter. It's a critical failure.
This is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
We're dead.
No, we got this. We're good.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen.
Fuck.
Arwen, do you take Anduril as you say this?
For sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Arwen, Anna Maria, I'll say just in this instance, there are 4 combat stances.
Okay.
I would like to ask you which one you would like to enter as the King of the Dead attempts to make a swing at you. Now, here's what I will say. You have Beery protecting you with the shield and protect companion. So because he is in the defensive stance, protecting you, the King of the Dead loses 1 D6, and he has 4 total. If you choose the defensive stance, he will roll with 1 D12 and 2 D6s to hit your parry score, which should be on your character sheet on the right-hand side. If you choose forward, you will have a better chance of hitting him when your turn comes around, but he will also have a better chance of hitting you because you both add 1 D6.
Absolutely not. Defense.
Defensive stance.
Oh, 1
okay.
HP.
Okay. Can you please remind the audience what your parry score is?
My parry score is 17.
17. Okay. Now, it is mathematically possible for me to hit this. I can roll a total of 24 using these dice.
It's unlikely.
How about I do these dice one at a time, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I'll do the
On
D6s
camera.
first.
Get the camera on there. Get the camera on there.
Here we go.
Give us yeah.
This is
First
horrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 1.
That's a 1 on the D6.
Great start.
Nice.
Great
Okay.
start.
Okay. That's a 3.
That's a 3. Oh, total. Okay, he just rolled.
Oh,
a
no,
2.
that's a 2.
Yeah,
that's
for
a
those
2.
of you listening at home, he's rolled a 1 and 2.
So he has to roll a Gandalf to hit you.
I have to roll a Gandalf on this.
Come on, don't.
Florida, don't fail me. Florida.
That's a 7.
Hey! Bard
The
is
rest
still
of
listening.
you, including Elrond, watch as just like he did with Beery, King of the Dead brings his sword around and attempts to attack you, Arwen. Bones in hand, Anduril up. Tell me what it looks like when you block.
I think the bones are on the ground. I think I put the bones on the ground. I do both hands on the pommel, full swing around. I slam it. I was like, I said you will not lay a hand on any in our fellowship.
He's just gonna growl at you.
Okay.
And he's also gonna say, and who are you?
Do I have time to respond, or is he attacking?
Time to respond. You have time to respond.
Sword up, looking directly in his eyes. I am Arwen Undomil, daughter of Elrond, Lord of Imladris, granddaughter of the Lady of Lothlorien and the Lady of Light. I am descendant of Luthien Tenuviel, of Melian the Maiar, and of Earendil, he who sails across the sky with a silmaril upon his brow. And in my womb are the two heirs of Isildur, the king and queen of Gondor. In my blood runs the kings of Numenor and the great houses from Valinor. And I alone can command you and release you from your oath. Kneel.
Oh shit.
Whoa! Anna Maria, what?
Holy shit. Yeah, okay. Will you all gain 1 hope point, including you, Arwen?
I imagine all of our expressions are reminiscent to all of our characters' expressions.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Oh, for sure. All right.
Hey,
this is the first time I've had a hope point in months. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know where my pencil is, but I'll trust
right.
on you guys to keep track.
We got you. You have, I believe you have 3 left, or 4, Charlotte.
Right now
that.
I've got 4, so I'd have 5.
Yeah. All right. You each gain a hope point.
Man, I'm gay.
What?
I know, right?
Would it be Lord of the Rings without some fanny flutters? You know what I mean?
I mean,
I'm
just
picturing, listen.
That is a British expression if I ever heard one.
I've been there 2 years. It's a sickness.
That's true. That's true.
The pregnancy is really what sells it for me. Like the fact that she's doing all of this, just hella fucking pregnant.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure she's probably glowing. She's like a star on Earth, you know, but
Oh yeah.
that's a lot of
she
power.
takes after
in
her
one place.
grandfather.
That's a
She
lot
takes
of
after
power.
her grandfather in that way. Awesome.
Ooh.
Okay.
You're getting a blush from Hallowa. That's rare. That's rare.
Yeah, Gorge pees himself a little bit. Just, you know. Right.
Can
Anna-Maria.
I just point out one other thing? I'm sorry. The blood of the gods also flows through Elrond and the Man Twins, and they have not brought this energy. They have not brought this same energy.
No.
I don't know how it got diluted in there.
Useless NPCs.
It's the Boromir versus Faramir effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sometimes that bloodline just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah. Keep in mind, we've spent the better part of the last 20 minutes describing what is about 7 to 20 about 20 seconds of things.
Yeah.
Anna Maria, make me another persuasion check, please.
Don, where did you find this chick? She's good, man.
Yeah.
That's so kind.
I know.
I'm gonna go ahead, now that I've got 3 hope points, I'm gonna go ahead and add a D6.
Yeah.
So that's 4, 6, 8, 12. That is just 1 above my target number.
Oh,
Still
Okay. Okay. Now, you've beaten your target number. I'm just going to make a note. You've beaten your target number. That is 1 success, and you've beaten the success by an additional 1. Mechanically speaking, this is not going to be a one-time persuasion in the same way that it wasn't for Aragorn.
For sure.
So I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but I am going to let you know there are multiple persuasion checks you may need to make, and you will need to beat that by a certain amount to reach a threshold, just from a mechanics standpoint, so it's not entirely roleplay and we can have some dice built in. The rest of you are also free to do things in this moment, but I think the vibe is right now we're going to let Arwen cook for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
She's having her moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some shoulders squaring in the back behind her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What she said.
Sariel like straightens out a little bit, does a little one of these,
Yeah, like,
you know.
There's some confidence rebuilding in the party behind her.
Yeah.
Maybe she like comes out the ghost a little bit, like, come on, bitch.
What do you got? What do you got?
What do you got? You heard my queen.
You gotta posture straighten and definitely a little eyebrow raise.
Oh,
Made it.
Oh God!
All the elves are like
field day.
This is great. He's Hala's sitting back and not doing anything. What a win!
Wonderful.
All Arwen is thinking, why aren't either of my fuck ass brothers doing something to help Beery? Because all she can see is Beery right here in the line of fire. She doesn't dare look back. She's like, where are they?
Actually, Halloween is gonna do something. He is gonna do something.
Okay.
He's gonna. Can I? Oh wait. Can I get? I've got the herbs on me, right? I have.
You do?
How many, yeah. Can I take? And herbs are nature. Can I take some of the magic from herbs and like push Arwen just slightly forward and imbue, like heal her, basically using the Athlas and the magic through his magic, his power.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me see how I want you to do this. I like it.
I forgot to Anna Maria. Halloweth has magic. That actually hasn't been brought up yet. I realized.
Yeah.
He learned how to do that in Mirkwood, Lorien.
That's so fierce. I'm obsessed.
Mirkwood. Okay. Halloweth. Here's what I'm gonna say happens. You go, and again, this is happening all very quickly. You immediately go up to Arwen, and in placing a hand on,
he's gonna genuinely kneel. He's gonna kneel down and like just slightly bow his head, holding the herbs in one hand and just channeling everything, like focusing fully on the magic in these herbs, and then transferring that through his whole heart up into his fingertips. Through the small of the bag.
Halloweth, as you place your hand on the small of Arwen's back, you sense consciousness. Moreover, you sense 3 consciousnesses: Arwen's and what you now know to be the 2 twins. The word, the feeling, the phrase, help, fills your mind as if to understand this is all meant for good. And you feel not the herbs in your hand, but some of your own life force come out of you and into Arwen's body. Arwen, actually, before we do this, Halloweth, how much, once you feel this, are you willing to give of yourself in this moment from your total HP?
How much do I have in the herbs that I'm holding first? Like, how much isn't going to come out of me and through the herbs, and then how much can I give extra?
You get the sense that the herbs would give you, mechanically speaking, about 6 extra HP. The rest would come from your own endurance score.
What's Arwen's full? What's the capacity?
Anna Maria, what is your maximum HP right now?
My max HP.
It's 26. I remember this from last session.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, yes, it is 26 because you were knocked down to half when you came to consciousness.
13,
Yes,
26.
So 26 total.
He's how much do I have? Okay, I've got 26 as well. Okay, he is going to give 15 and 6 from the herbs. So that's going to be 21 in total.
21 total.
22.
Okay.
Attaboy.
It's going to be, I mean, he's feeling like young elven, half elven life, unborn for the first time in millennia. Like, that's insane. This is one of the biggest moments. He's going to give whatever he can. So yeah, he's going to give 15. So I'm going to go down to
Mark 15 HP.
11.
mark 15 HP off of your character sheet. And Halloweth, and I promise this was a mechanic I built in beforehand. For the time being, please remove 1d6 from your lore scores when you do magic. You have given of yourself in such a powerful way that you lose a bit of yourself by transferring it to another.
Lose a d6.
Yeah, take off 1 diamond on your character sheet for the time being. Sure. Just so Zach knows. You will have the potential to gain it back, but in this moment.
This is an anxious person's nightmare. Like, no, don't do that. Thank you so much.
All right, Arwen, you are now back up to 23 HP total as you begin to feel this otherworldly life force surge in you. You feel almost giddy in the same way you felt when you first saw Aragorn in the woods, as he was kind of like eyeing you as you danced. And it's this sense of calm that washes over you because you've been planning this for months. And despite everything, you have your moment. You have gained that second to just talk as the King of the Dead, sword still raised, doesn't move to attack you. What do you say?
Okay. I think I'm also deeply overwhelmed by the enormity of the generosity. I'm aware that, like, even though I haven't gotten a single second, I am aware that Tauriel labored for, I don't know, hours, days. I have no idea. I'm aware that she labored. I'm aware that this entire party risked their lives to save me. And now I'm feeling this elf's literal life force pour into me and my babies. And I feel that sense of calm. I feel my hot rage turn to ice because I'm sick of this. And I think about something that the party doesn't know about how after I buried Aragorn, I was attacked by 3 orcs and poisoned by an orc weapon. And how I hid in a cave and I had that visitation from my daughter. But I think about how I had a visitation from another entity as well. A skeletal king wreathed in green smoke that looked so much like Aragorn. And in my grief and in my poison-induced delirium, I accepted that it was Aragorn and that it was just some nightmarish occurrence. But then I think, and then this all happens in this flash of clarity, where I realized that my Osanwe has never shown me impossibilities. It shows me things that were, things that are, things that have not yet come to pass.
Yes.
I'm allowing it. No HP differences. Carry on.
But it's never shown me what cannot be. And Estelle was no oath breaker. So I take one hand off the hilt of my sword and I clutch the knuckle bone in my pocket. And I take a step back and I say to the king, I am Eldar. I understand well the weight of immortality. And it was unfair of you to be condemned thusly in the way that you were by the one who condemned you. And I think I'm really ready for this to be over. So I say, Isildur, once noble king of Gondor, you made a promise to protect your people and to prioritize their safety over yours, and you chose the call of the ring every time. You prioritized it above all else over and over again. You died to protect it. You abandoned your people and Middle-earth and your descendants to its doom. Isildur, I name you Oathbreaker, and I command you to join the ranks of those you condemned, to command them as I have hold over you. And then I pray to Mandos and Elvish to release this restless spirit so that he can redeem himself in death.
You do that?
We're about to find out.
Let's find out.
Arwen's going on a limb.
Okay.
My skin hurts with the amount of chills it's been experiencing for the last 10 minutes.
I love when women.
Yeah. I do. Dawn, I had this brain blast 20 minutes ago, and I was like, I don't know if Dawn's gonna allow this.
You can just try. That's all we can. That's all we can ever do.
All you can do. You can certainly try. You're calling on the old powers, though. You're calling on that first age magic. Okay.
Glorfindel, take the wheel. Oh my god.
Yeah. This is
okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Anna Maria, you are free to make all of these checks on your own, and the rest of you are free to add whichever kind of mental link, physical words of encouragement, as quite frankly, the rest of your family, Arwen, stands aghast at what you have just said, what you have just done, and I joke, but they are quite literally too stunned to speak in this 30 seconds have gone by. We have literally been narrating for 30 seconds this action.
You all feel from Tariel that there is no oath she would not take to protect this woman, and that if Arwen commanded her to plunge her own daggers into her heart right now, she would do it.
Holloweth is going to. She's imbuing old magic.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, she's tapping in deep to the magic.
Well, Holloweth's old as shit. Before first stage.
Yeah.
Which would he know what this is tapping into?
Yeah, he would.
Okay. He hasn't felt this in thousands of years.
No.
He's gonna use his own now, although lessened, but he's gonna he's gonna call upon every bit of history that this 7,000-year-old elf is can possibly contain. So I'm just gonna roll for my magic again.
Okay, hang on. Before you do that, we're gonna do a couple of things. I'm gonna give the other characters a chance.
Oh yeah, go for it. Fine.
Again, this is gonna be a split-second kind of deal. Don't worry about it. No, it's
fine. We're fine.
Beery, you still got the shield in front.
Yeah.
Arwen, did you go around the shield, or are you still behind as you make this oath behind the shield?
I think I've stayed rooted also to be near the chest at my feet.
Got it. Beery,
I'm also sorry. I'm recovering.
Everyone's
mic drop.
It's
raining from the sky.
For those of you that are here, pretty much everyone has fallen in love with Anna Maria simultaneously. We're going to have some sort of polycule by the end of this. I'm sure live chat's having a field day. Beery, please go ahead.
Arwen is technically single now. I mean,
oh God, Barry.
Shoot your
you
shot.
said I like a widowed.
I would genuinely love if anyone's on the YouTube video to go back to the beginning of the session and see how white I was compared to now, how red I am.
Yeah.
The change in
the
my facial complexion.
He is extremely British right now. It's just
it is red. I am red.
Yeah.
I've definitely had a few moments where I'm like, can they feel that my cheeks are burning? It's a lot. It's a lot.
So,
okay.
A lot.
Beery's still holding the line, but I'm also imagining what this king is witnessing.
Yes.
Her framed. I'm almost imagining as some Renaissance painting. With just the center figure standing there, all heroic and badass, but framed by all of these other figures. I would like to roll an awe check to be holding the steel all steadfast, but kneel down a little bit, just kind of framing her as this warrioress queen goddess figure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Okay, hang on.
I haven't done an awe check in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a hot second.
Or whatever check that you require.
Let me see what we can do here. But yeah, don't worry about the roll just yet. Tanel, I'm going to give you a moment, and then I'm going to go to the NPCs.
Tanel, I think, echoing Beery and Tariel, just yes, finally. like this relief washes over her, and it's full confidence, like standing behind her like a guard would, like a sworn knight would.
Okay.
Do you y'all, I just saw this painting earlier today and I'm thinking of it right now. I mean, you all will know it. Do you know the painting Accolade by Edmund Leighton? It's a queen knighting.
Yes.
A man kneeling before her, and she's the queenliest queen you've ever seen. Like, I saw this earlier today, and now it's just back in my mind. Yeah. Plus every Waterhouse painting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the Met, I think.
I would not be surprised. Here, there it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And we're the ones in the background, just like
Yeah. 100%,
just like holy
100%.
shit.
Yo.
All right, here we go. So here's what I'm gonna say happens. Actually, first, Tanel and Beery being a kind of guard. Yes, that's the general vibe we're going for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Showing solidarity.
Okay.
Sworn sword, sworn knight, sworn whatever. That's the vibe.
Tariel, are you also trying to go for this sort of like protector guard kind of feel?
Tariel is still in sort of a defensive position, but you can all feel if there's an emotion of being on the outskirts of something. She's witnessing something that she is not a part of in any way, and she feels like there is nothing for her to contribute except vigilance. So she just stays sort of where she is and watches everything unfold, feeling small.
Got it. Okay. Here's what I'm going to say happens and how we're going to resolve this mechanically, because as I've told you, there is a number that you have to beat. I'm going to go ahead and write that number down as soon as I figure out exactly how total. So that's 1d6,
Jeez.
1d6, 1d12. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 from Eladon, Elrohir, Elrond, and Raval.
Shout out Raval.
Right. And Raval.
Our man's writing in his head
Bardic
right now.
inspiration from
Yeah, it's just
gonna tell a story.
Bard who goes hard.
Suddenly, this is the best day of Raval's life.
Yeah. He's going to memorialize this in song.
In the most epic song.
Zach, I heard that.
No,
I heard that, Zach.
didn't.
I heard it.
I didn't.
He's so red.
He's the bard who is hard.
Red.
She still didn't hear it.
Beautiful.
It's okay.
No, I
I'll
did.
put it in the chat. Okay, good.
That was to Raval. Halibeth is. I think Halibeth is furthest from a bard possible.
Very true. Very true. Okay.
A lot of tire irons in this cavern right now. It's all. All
right. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm gonna write down a. All right. Hang on. I'm going to write down a number on a piece of paper and leave it to the side. Okay? Just here it is. Here's the little thing to show that I wrote it. You're not going to see the number itself.
Sounds like you're about to make us do magic.
Wait.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Like prestidigitation.
Pick a card. No, not quite. Okay. Halowith.
Yes.
Please roll me 1d12 for this. Won't necessarily be a lore check, but you're tapping into your lore. This is going to be 1 extra d12. Tariel, Beery, and Tanel, please roll me extra d6s. Beery, go ahead and make the awe check for me as well.
Just a single d6?
Just a single d6.
I got a 6 with my d12.
A 6 total, okay?
6
for you, Beery.
Mm-hmm.
Tanel? 1. Tariel? 2. Okay. Now, I am also going to make rolls of attack. Not rolls of attack. Rolls of basically encouragement, so that mechanically we're not all making like extra d6 awe checks for Raval, Eladon, Elrohir, and Elrond. That is going to be 4 d6s from the NPCs.
I'm on NPCs. Do something.
Oh, I don't like that face.
What'd you
Pick a different face, Don.
That
Not that
is
one.
three ones.
Wow.
That's
3 ones and a 3.
Those are the brothers right there. You can
that's
3 ones and a 3.
Eldon and over here like throw up. Like
those are those
looking in the wrong direction.
Absolute fuckwits.
What is?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna take him out back. I just can't.
You just need a good whooping.
Right.
That's it.
Put them out of our misery.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
All right.
Oh,
Here's how this is going to work.
another bit.
Large adult sons.
Arwen, I wrote down a number.
Mm-hmm.
The number is 32.
For sure.
Collectively, everyone around you has added to the pool of points that you beat for that persuasion check. I'm going to ask you to make, with no potential for extra fellowship points, I will allow you to use a hope point if you'd like, to make a persuasion check. You need to roll higher than a 13.
Okay. Can I use both remaining hope points?
You can't, actually. You can only use them one at a time.
One at a time. Okay.
Just one at a time.
You got this.
The stress. Okay.
It's no big deal. It's easy. You got this.
Thinking big Mando's thoughts.
Oh,
I got a crit!
Yes!
Did you crit? Did you crit?
Yeah!
Yes! Oh,
Yeah!
Oh,
Clutch Gandalf!
oh.
Audience, down your drinks.
finish him. Just finish him.
Oh my god. Woo. My dog is like, "Are you okay?" Yeah. Woo. Manwë himself sits up in the halls of Tani Ketil and goes, "What? Did you guys hear something?
Did you feel that?
Did you
felt
feel that?
I
I
rolled
felt something.
Should I roll my d6
Ooh.
now, Dawn?
Ooh, I think I felt something."
You have got an Eye of Sauron and a Gandalf so far when talking with this guy.
I'm fucking crying.
Mandos is like doing some boring shit, and then suddenly he's like, "Isildur,
He's like, what's good?
finally something to do."
Holy God.
All right. All right.
Do you need a minute, Dawn? Should we take a break right now?
This bitch just pulled a Luthien. She
Oh
fully
my God.
reached out to Mandos and was like,
Oh.
"You gotta bring back this guy, man. You gotta,
Oh.
or I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Is that what you want?"
For those of you that are listening on the podcast, I have more or less been sitting open-mouthed for the last minute or
Bats
so.
flying out.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot begin to describe this moment because
Okay.
this is the first scene that I wrote for the Unpredicted party
Oh,
nearly 2.5 years
no!
ago. The convergence of Sauron and the Nazgul in the temple with Arwen's culmination in this moment was because it was the two opposing forces that I knew everyone would want to know. Where's Sauron and where's the army of the dead? Because that's how you win. Oh, okay.
Is it everything that you dreamed of, Don?
Yes, it is, because now I get to narrate the single greatest scene that you all have worked together to create.
I'm just gonna mute myself.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Yeah, everybody shut up.
Okay. Arwen. The ghost looks at you, and he is inquisitive at first. Because even in the back of his mind, there is always hope. For the thousands of years he has been stuck in this mountain pass, ruminating on his failure as a ruler, on what he is cursed to become seemingly for eternity. In a moment, you see a glint in his eyes that perhaps not all hope is lost. Perhaps she is telling the truth. The sword did block his attack after all, even though it wasn't you wielding it. And the rest of you watch as Arwen begins to glow, as do the bones in the chest. As Tori begins to cry and Max shakes the bone box. Wind, earth, bone, everywhere. The swirls blast away the green smoke from behind you as Arwen, your entire family, peers behind them, realizes what you are doing, and puts their weapons away and watches as a bright light shines from up out of the box. And you could swear that this glow, this light, is in the form of a man. Arwen, I'm going to ask you in this moment, as the king looks down at the ground and begins to bend the knee, what do you and this ghost simultaneously do to approach the other ghost? Because looking to your left is Aragorn's ancestor, Isildur, in a pale imitation of what he should look like, as he gives you a nod and disappears as the light flows into you, as you get maximum HP back at your full health. Tell me what it is, the action that you do with your body, with the sword, with the bones, to tell him that this oath is not only true, but can be rectified soon.
Okay. So Isildur is within me now. Okay. I pick up the chest, and Anduril is in my right hand. I walk forward and lay the chest at the dead king's feet. He's kneeling?
He is.
The bones of he who condemned you were disturbed. His sleep was disturbed the second they were taken by Saruman. He dwells in me now, and with his spirit, my command over this curse is final. And I thank you, Charlotte, for the image. I rest the blade of Anduril on either one of his shoulders. And I was like, feel the power of Anduril now. Feel the power of the oath flowing through this blade, and know that I know your plight. I carry the power to free you, and all you must do is help me free Middle-earth by toppling the Dark King Gwaihir. Then I swear to you, in accordance with the oath I swore the Valar, you will know rest. And I sheath the sword.
The rest of you would watch as King of the Dead picks his head up and very tentatively, which is not something you assume this guy knows how to do, is be tentative. He is always very direct. He's going to tentatively raise a hand and attempt to place it on your stomach, Arwen. Do you allow it?
I move to stop it, and then I let my hands fall by my side.
You feel the icy cold touch of a ghost pass through your body, and the green that seeps all over his and the rest of the ghosts. You watch as it begins to change into a yellow, a bright light, as his body, though not restored, sees a glint of hope as he makes eye contact right with you. We will fight. We're going to go ahead and take our 5-minute break right there. And when we come back...
Tori is losing it. Tori is gone. Tori, are you okay?
Great, this is beautiful. It's everything I ever wanted.
Oh my word.
This has been Tanel's only hope for the past
Zach's glasses are off. Max has been balled up on his seat in semi-fetal position with his flannel pulled over his head.
Oh my god.
Anna Maria is just embodying everything that she's describing. Dawn has, I think, disassociated.
Yeah, fully. I wrote 3 different outcomes for this about 2.5 years ago.
Gotta save them for the after party, because I'd love to hear this after we're
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because who knows what might happen?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, true. And Howard attacks.
Tanel would kill him.
Yeah.
And our bard has been a traitor for Sauron this whole
That's
time.
fair. Huzzah! My moment.
Okay. Let's all take 5. Do what we got to do with waters and bathrooms, and I'm sure live chat is gonna
beer, so much beer.
Yeah.
I went through mine so freaking fast.
I was watching that.
Yeah,
Okay?
I was freaking. I was nervous. I was imbued with nervous energy. And now okay, we're good.
Right.
We're fine.
I feel like we've really witnessed something.
Right?
I feel like we've touched the face of God a little bit here.
I'm different.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whew.
God, you know that joke? I need a cigarette after that one. I don't smoke, but my God, I feel like I need one.
I'm just gonna go stand outside for a second.
Yeah. Maybe.
I feel like we all know each other a
shower.
little better now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're in that weird neurodivergent space where we're all understanding each other way too well, but can't put it into words.
Anna's gonna leave halfway through. Bullshit.
That was
Thank you so much for joining us, Anna Maria. Yeah, you got it. That'll be all.
Be like, and so great to kick it with you all. I actually have an appointment.
Wow.
And scene.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm gonna go stare
Bye.
directly to the sun.
Okay.
Yeah. It's 5
I
minute
think
break.
I can walk.
Was it good for you guys?
Please.
I like how you say that after Zach left.
Yeah.
All
That'll be
right,
something
see
fun
you
for
in
him to
5.
discover later.
Shakes.
See you in 5. Hello, and welcome back to the Unpredicted After Party. At the beginning of the show...
After party?
What? In no way. In no way are we done.
He said, Anna Maria, go home. He was like, that's
Honestly,
enough.
That's
Honestly,
it. We can end it there and just make an hour-long after party.
my God.
No, we're not. Okay, not actually.
We got we got comments on the last video saying, "Hey, these are getting shorter. Stop that."
Yeah.
Wow.
I try and time it thematically, and no, that's
it's like
we'll keep going.
It's like a streaming series on HBO or something. Like, sometimes like Game of Thrones, sometimes they're 2 hours long and sometimes they're 52 minutes. Like, it just is what it is.
So let me I'm gonna leave all of this in because I'm gonna it's gonna provide some context for the otherwise chaotic energy we have brought to the second half of this game. Welcome back to the Unpredicted Party. At the beginning of the episode, I did forget to thank a very special person. So very special thanks to my wife, Nat. She goes by Nat20Wife online. I do apologize that I forgot to mention my wife at the beginning of the show, but we are thanking her at the beginning of the second half. Speaking of wife,
We're all married now.
Do we need to talk about it? I'm just doing a grid. I might just cut this.
We're gonna revisit this all the freaking time. We're gonna move forward a second.
I want to just ask the chat, are you okay? How are you guys holding up?
Let us know.
We're here with you.
Yeah, even if you're not in the live chat, if you're in the comments section watching this after the fact, if you're listening to this in a podcast form, go on, the YouTube section or comment on the podcast version. Just really let us know how you're doing, because we feel mentally, emotionally exhausted. We feel it. We feel IT with a capital I. So after I wiped away the tears of the potentially one of the most beautiful scenes I pictured in my head working out exactly how I wanted it to, we come back to the, oh shit, I didn't realize what was going to happen afterwards, so we're just going to improv our way through this.
Perfect. Yep.
We are going to immediately come back to this moment. Composure notwithstanding, I will ask you, Anna Maria, as Arwen. You have issued your command. The ghosts will fight. And I think thematically, your first goal is safety. I'm not going to make you make a lore check on this one. So what we're going to do is, I think, as I'm sort of improving this out loud, would you be comfortable with immediately moving towards the Stone of Eric, which is not in the movie, but in the books, a very special, large stone that was brought from Numenor to Middle Earth and used as a meeting point, and where the Malbeth the Seer in a previous age said that the King of the Dead and his armies would be called. This is more or less where the ritual will be not necessarily solidified, but whatever curse is there that has already been broken will continue on to the next portion of the we're going to get into the minutia, the logistics, the details of how this curse works, where the ghosts can go, what they can do, what they can't do. Are you cool if we are? Is everyone cool if we jump to that point right now?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
We are following this session.
Okay, yeah. We are all going to join up a few minutes later as all of you, Rayval, Gorge, Eladon, Elrohir, Elrond, and the rest of you are led out into the safety of the bright light. It takes you a while to get there. The paths of the dead, as well as the passages that lead to it and from it, are incredibly dense, and there are multiple twists and turns. This is not like we cut to Peter Jackson's Aragorn and suddenly he's outside of the cave. This is a long, winding road. As you approach the stone, which is, I think if I'm remembering correctly, several feet wide and a perfect sphere, you see the top half of this stone above ground, and you realize that the bottom half, it was literally dug into a pit, and over those thousands of years has been filled in and weathered away and filled in and weathered away. And it is almost like this solid obsidian, shiny stone. The King of the Dead is going to more or less fill you in on how all of this works, and rather than do it in character, will say that these things happen. A horn must blow, and in that chest, yet another Isildur's horn. You blow the horn, and immediately an understanding comes to you as this curse reaches not necessarily a curse level, but more a call to arms oath. You have now turned something that has previously been an oath, something you know all too well, Anna Maria and Arwen, the power of oaths in Middle-earth. You feel the oath that was once twisted into a curse become an oath again. However, you do also understand a few things. The ghosts in the paths of the dead were called to fight and defend Gondor. Now, technically, you guys were in Rohan when you went in, but as you look around, you come out the other side of this path, and you begin to realize that the mountains are to your back and facing north. The ghosts have led you to the opposite end of the White Mountain Range. You are in Eric. This is the Stone of Eric, the location. From there, you do have potentials to go back Arwen towards Rohan and towards Gondor. You have the potential to stay south. You have a lot of things that you could do. I will say, though, Arwen, you begin to understand that the army of the dead is not this deus ex machina, this moment of instantly we will win. They are still bound by oaths, bound by curses in a way, and bound by the rules within Middle-earth. And you begin to understand that you cannot simply just march with the army of the dead into Mordor. You may, however, use the army of the dead to liberate Gondor, because in that moment of clarity, it comes to you, these things, however strong they might be in the moment, they can't hurt anyone. They can't deal damage. They can only strike fear into those that are around them, and more or less, like Beery saw, suck the energy out of the life of these people. Instill a fear in them that is so great that they either flee or drop dead or injure themselves so badly that it's a self-inflicted wound. Question, go ahead.
Would Beery then say Beery had been hit to the point of, he keeps getting hit? Is that a case of like he would go down to basically 1 but never below that?
Yes.
Okay.
This is more or less thematically what happened to Gimli in the Paths of the Dead. He is following behind Legolas. He hears all of the footsteps of Aragorn and the rest of the Grey Company, and he becomes so lost and disheveled because of the fear and the panic and the pain in his heart that he is quite literally crawling on the ground. And the thing that awakens him is the sound of trickling water. That's in the Return of the King book. So Beery, had you continued to have that fight, you would remain at 1 HP. You would also suffer long-term consequences as you forget to eat. You lose the ability to find water or even desire to live. It becomes almost a self-inflicted death, but the ghosts are going to get you just close enough to the edge that it's self-inflicted, if that makes sense. Okay. So, and yeah, Anna Maria, go ahead. We've got questions. I know.
Because can you remind me what is the status of? I think Arwen like straight up asks y'all. So what is happening? Because like I've been on the road for like months. What's happening in Gondor? What's going on?
Here's what I will say. Yeah, here's what I will say we will do. In the interest of not having to have the ghosts be present at all times, same way they disappeared in the Peter Jackson movie, they are going to simply remain just sort of where they are. They've been waiting for thousands of years. They can wait another day. It's fine. What are your orders? And we can convene around the Stone of Eric campfire style as you all begin to chat what the next steps may be for all of this. So a decompression, if you will, having a little bit of a time skip, having come down from the adrenaline. We will start this off though. Are you all good? Just kind of campfire style and like this?
I haven't had that with y'all yet.
Yay!
Yeah,
You're the best.
We haven't had one in a while.
Yeah, yeah. Before we get to that though, I will say, is there anything you all want to do before we begin that? Talking to the ghosts, or directing them in some way, or what are you feeling?
Does anybody need healing? Because I have all this energy that gave me.
Actually, yes.
So actually,
now that you mention it,
I got stabbed with a Morgul blade, and I think that needs to be looked at again.
Right? Can we immediately check?
Yeah.
Arwen just goes apeshit.
Yeah,
She's
here's what I'm gonna say. On a Gandalf crit, I'm just gonna say that this glow continues for a not insignificant amount of time. Your whole body just begins to radiate energy, and any medicine check you might have had to make, you're gonna succeed anyway. I will also say this. I should have said this at the beginning. I apologize. Anna Maria, please add 1 extra D6 to every skill check on your character sheet. So add a diamond for all 18. Is it 18? 3,
Everyone.
6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, all 18 skill checks. And your HP increases by 10.
Ooh, that tracks.
Okay.
So you're now up to 36 and an additional everything else. You would all each gain 2 hope points mechanically, and that is going to be 3 fellowship points.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, wait, no. 1, 2, 3. No, sorry. I did my math wrong. 4. This is going to be 4 fellowship points. 1 for each of the main cast members.
Okay, so wait, we just get fellowship points?
2 hope points each.
Oh, okay.
Everybody regains 2 hope points.
Okay.
And 4 fellowship points.
Which I think takes us up to 9 fellowship.
I believe that is correct.
Is it 8?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, because Max used
right.
Max used 1, yeah.
Okay.
Beery, having sustained the sort of fright that you felt, I will say you are not necessarily back up to maximum HP, but as the danger immediately subsides, you gain 4 of your 5 HP back. You will be at full health tomorrow, but just in the interest mechanics wise, health regen works different when you're not playing in a magical world of mass healing word and various other spells that exist. So Arwen successfully passes all medicine checks. The party sits down around the Stone of Eric and whatever campfires may be. Arwen, your dad and brothers have not left your side since the ghosts sort of faded into the we're ready to be called, you say the word, we're off. And they're just fawning all over you. It's not unlike my main cast in that they are so just happy that happened and glad you're safe and enamored and offer proposals of friendship. And anyway, what was what I think I want to know is, Arwen, what is your first thought as this whole journey that you've been on, off screen for the most part, but comes to a head right now as it subsides? What goes through your mind?
My first thought as the adrenaline kind of leaves my body is, I hope Estelle would have thought that was okay to disturb his ancestor like that. And I've just been sort of pushing away the grief for a while, because okay, we buried him, let's keep it moving, let's go to because his final, I think I do sort of at some point, maybe on the walk over, relate to the party that his last word to me was dead. So I feel this sort of relief and grief sort of crash in as I'm oh, I carried out his last will and testament. That was sort of my last link to him. And the despair like almost overtakes me. But then I feel a kick in my belly, and I'm like, well, not quite the last one. And I've been like kind of swatting off my brothers and my dad. I'm like, God, leave me alone. But I think in that
you're like, injured. You've just been through a harrowing. What do you?
And then I feel the kick, and I just like, I've been alone for so long, and I think I just kind of lean into my dad's arms and let them dope for a bit.
Yeah, that's totally fair. That's totally fair.
I have a question, and I'm so sorry. This is not a nitpick. It took me a little bit to infer from context, and then I had to look it up too to make sure that Estelle is a pet name for Aragorn, or that it was a name that his mother gave him.
Yes.
And I didn't know from the beginning she's been referring to him as Estelle, but I did not remember that coming up as an explanation. So at the beginning, I was like, "Who?" She means Aragorn. That's okay.
You're good. You're good. So
also, I love it in the context that Tariel also doesn't know this. And she's like, who the hell is he talking
about?
Oh, yeah,
no, it's true.
Estelle? How many husbands do you have, man? What's the deal here?
As we settle down, Beery, he's lost a lot of that sparkle that he kind of always has in his eyes from that fright. And I think he's going to be in a hurry to start a little campfire, you know, maybe in like the little portable forge that he carries, so he can his work, get that going. His hands are shaking a little bit, and also he has not made solid eye contact with her at all. Almost like something you can't look at, you know.
It's like making eye contact with Kate Blanchett. It doesn't like
exactly. It's just like
no, it's not for me, man. No.
Yeah.
Staring directly into the sun, like
but never in the mirror.
And she's definitely taking note, and she's gonna wait until everybody gathers around.
That's exhausting, Don.
Oh, all right.
Feature comfort.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you this though, Beery. As you are stoking the fire, Gorge is gonna come up to you. Say, Beery.
He jumps.
Yeah.
You stole me. Hi, pal.
I brought you some wood. And you see his mouth is just full of tiny little sticks from a nearby tree. I thought you could. And he kind of plops them down. Hi.
He just starts breaking the sticks, kind of, and starts feeding the forge a little bit, and then kind of stops and look at his old friend, and just wraps an arm around him, just kind of hugs him close, and starts crying a little bit.
Hey, I got you. That's that was Beery. Are you okay? Because I don't think I am. I don't think anyone is. I'm not. Oh, I don't like this.
I've never been filled with so much despair and also so much hope before. I don't know what to feel.
Yeah.
I don't know what to feel.
Yeah. It's like there's usually only one emotion, right? Like we're hungry. That's my only feeling. Or I smell metals. That's my one feeling. I gotta go get the metal, or I want to dig, or I want to sleep. But now it's so much more.
It's so much. Hey, remember that pub we went to long ago, and there was that fella that was, doing that thing with the bowls. He was like juggling.
Yeah,
I think juggling. I feel like I'm doing that with like everything.
You got really drunk at that pub.
Oh, it was a great time. Actually, thanks for the memory.
Yeah. Didn't you try and juggle? You took the guy. You tried to, what was it? And you dropped him, and they smashed and.
Yeah, and then I stepped on it, and they slipped, and the table went over, and then the beer spilled everywhere.
Yeah, well, you spilled. That's right. You spilled your beer. And then you slipped on your own. Oh,
yeah. He almost instantly looks at Tario. Do we have wine?
I have wine. I always carry wine.
That's what we need right now.
Yeah, Rayval is also simultaneously going to pull out a bottle, and hand it to you, Arwen. My lady, forgive me, we have not had the chance to meet. Proper introductions are in order. Rayval of Mirkwood. Make an insight check for me.
This man.
Arwen.
Right. Hang on. I have new stats.
Yeah, add that extra d6. Actually, roll with advantage. He's being very not subtle.
Okay, so 6, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. That's 21. That's 23.
Yeah, I think okay, yeah, you beat your target number. This elf, if it weren't for Elrond being right there, would propose to you on the spot.
I am like, I
just want to point out, like, he cute, right? Like, we never really described him too much, I don't think, but I've always got the sense that, like, Ravol's kind of a cutie pie.
It's also Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, listen.
But by elvish, no. But by elvish standards, like, there are echelons.
Yeah.
Ravol's not one of the high elves, you know?
He's okay.
Like, do you get a sense of how old this elf is? Is this like a kid?
No.
Okay.
He's old enough for it to be socially acceptable in elven society for sure. To answer Charlotte's question, I will use a phrase that I once heard my college roommate use to describe someone. He's pretty nice with it, if you know what I mean. He's got it going on. You know? It's that subtle like, hey, I might be a little skinny, but like I can kick some ass if I really need to. Like, did you see me in there? No, you were unconscious. That's cool. I'll show you later, girl. Hey, you know what this cloak is made out of? Husband material. Anyway, we're gonna
perfect. Hey, yeah, I think Arwen has seen him do absolutely nothing. So I think like, I
rolled a 1.
Yeah,
in support.
Yeah.
But I do think this kind of pulls her from the little insulated circle in her family, and she's just kind of like I think like mingled like amusement with like maybe a little bit of like an edge, because it's like, I'm a widow, but like she entertains it and is like, greetings, Rayvold, a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for being part of the party that rescued me.
Of course, I'm only sorry I wasn't able to do more, my lady. Please. And he hands you the bottle of wine and kind of makes. Oh, what's up, Barry?
May I interject?
By all means. This is
Barry. Just walks betwixt them and grabs the bottle. At least attempts to, and just says up to Rayball, "She can't have that, lover boy," and give him a little nudge and walk straight to his friends.
Arwen fights valiantly to suppress a smile. Because she was absolutely about to hand the wine off to her dad.
That's amazing. I think Rayval in this moment is going to look down at his very empty palm as you just swipe it out and go, "My lady, forgive me." I looks up at your dad and brothers, is like, I've forgotten. I looks down at your very pregnant body and like, I shall go sit over there, and goes to sit just like with next to Hallowith and Gorge.
I feel like
Oh, it's right. Halbert's not there. He's walking off next to Barry and offering like a low 5. Like,
let's go, then.
Let's go drink, buddy. We both need it.
I don't know, man. I feel like elves would be able to get shit-faced to no detriment of their fetuses. I feel like that's gotta be one of their superpowers, considering how much Legolas drank before he felt anything. Like, come on, a glass of wine's not gonna hurt the magic god twins.
Listen. Does fetal alcohol syndrome exist for humans? Yes, it does. Is half of that children in there also human?
Nah, she's thrumming with god power. She'll be fine. She's got to have some sort of super liver.
Anna Maria, I'll cut this part. If you want super liver and to have a beverage in game,
can I roll a straight luck check for super liver?
Yeah, you know what? Here, I'll keep this in if you want to do that. Roll me a D12. Call it a 9 or higher.
Okay. I can't.
You're joking. That's so.
No, I can't. Let me. It's a 12. I don't. Where is it? There we go. I don't know what to tell you.
That's a super duper liver.
That's a super liver.
Yeah,
That's
that
so
tracks.
funny.
That tracks.
Actually, the alcohol drinks you.
Yeah, no, honestly, you feel in this moment, you're an elf. You know how to control your body better than literally any other elf before you, besides maybe Luthien and Thingol. You're fine. You're fine for a glass or two. I think you can indulge tonight with your super elven liver.
I think I do. I think I do have a super liver, but just because of the kindness of Beery's action, I think I don't drink just so that he doesn't know.
That's
while
adorable.
Everyone else starts to mill about. I think my attention has been pulled from my family. Can I make an insight check to see if I can sort of catch the lower morale? I think Toriel's been going through some stuff. Beery's feeling
absolutely. Yeah. Make an insight check with favor. You are hyper aware of all of the things the party has gone through in the last few hours, days, weeks. Did you roll another Gandalf? Oh, I thought you were looking stunned there for a second.
I would quit. I would log off.
Yeah.
17.
17. With a 17, you would notice specifically this. Tariel is mostly, would you say, silent or quiet-ish for this?
Yeah, I would say that she has found a spot on a log off to the side and is cleaning and honing her weapons.
Okay.
With some intentness.
Yeah. You would, I think, also notice, Arwen, Gorge, as this is all happening, has been glancing between Beery and Tariel as well. Almost as if there is something tense between them as well. Tinel, how gay are you in this moment? I know you were kind of playing Tinel Ace.
Excellent question.
But...
Yeah, no, excellent question. No, it's more that she is just so filled with relief that finally someone has done something. And it's fitting the plan that we have already thought of, that she is just kind of walking around like Arwen's unofficial bodyguard. Just sworn sword, you know what? Yeah.
But go
ahead.
Can you roll for gay?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Actually,
what do I roll?
1d12. I'll give you advantage because it's Arwen.
9.
And call it 5d6s.
Oh my god.
It's the most powerful power of them all.
All right.
What do we got?
There's a 6 in there.
Okay. Yeah.
30 something.
Okay, tell me what 30 something, because thematically I want to try
what's your
and do
target
something.
number?
Good lord. Okay, so 2 6s. Okay, 8 6. So that's 14 14 20
31.
25.
Thank you.
Plus 6 31. Okay.
Yeah, 31.
Yeah. 31. With a 31, she hasn't left your side or eyesight intentionally by you in the last hour. Y'all have been just hanging out. So sorry, to come back to all of this, Arwen. Yeah, you with that insight. Oh yeah, sorry, Halloweth. I'm sorry. What's with a successful insight check, let's see what's Halloweth going through right now, just mentally.
Oh boy. On the Halloweth's a little, I think, trickier because he's on the surface very much enamored by this. He's impressed, and that's rare in itself. He's hopeful for the race of his people with Arwen's twins, which is very big. And he sees a leader finally. He's lost most people he's ever followed.
Yeah, everyone.
So far, mostly in this party, with Tinel joined him, and then Beery joined him, but he was initially the leader going to and doing it. So, and he didn't take the front on that King of the Dead at all, apart from throwing Beery. So,
which set you all up for some really great stuff.
He's thought, oh, this is someone I could follow. And that's like, okay, not necessarily like under like completely like, oh, I'm the next, I'm now gonna do exactly what I did with Galadriel, or the same being captain in Gondolin, but he still sees hope for his people that aren't finally someone who isn't just leaving. That's all kind of under the surface. On the surface, he's kind of just with Beery drinking. So, because that he's also celebrating a little because he's still riding the high of he's wanted to kill Nazgul for a long time. Yeah, that was great. So yeah, and it worked. Out of everything, all of this ridiculous path of the dead, it worked. That's insane. It should never have worked.
No, it shouldn't have. No, it really shouldn't have.
Everything we possibly did, everything we came across, we won. That's nuts. And so he's drinking.
Yeah, you didn't even have to cut off any. Yeah, you didn't even have to cut off any hands.
I didn't. How the hand is still is
still dormant
for now.
Yeah.
So he's still a little trepidatious, I guess, of all of that winning, all of that insane luck and brilliance, and we have so much left to do. Oh, good grief. Okay. And so there's still like being proud of everything that we've achieved and experienced, and it's sort of he feeling retrospective in that sense, and also just, oh, we've barely scratched really what the task ahead. Oh boy, give me the wine.
All right. As is tradition, I will ask everybody to go ahead and make me awareness checks to see how drunk everybody becomes. Arwen, roll yours with favor.
Tariel is not drinking.
Tariel is not drinking. All right.
Arwen is also not drinking, so as to facilitate.
Fair.
Or Ravel.
Right. I had to have him do something silly.
He shot a shot.
He did. All right, 22. Does anyone fail? Is anyone getting slightly more into you? Okay, cool. You're all having a great time. You're all relaxing. And the conversation begins to sort of just continue on through the evening. Yuri, I see you.
Could I do one? Hopefully it's a little thing.
Yeah, what do you got?
As the wine begins to set in, as the spirit kind of returns back to Beery a little bit. And he would very much like to, wine in hand, approach Tariel.
Absolutely.
Imagining she's sharpening her daggers away from the campfire a little bit.
Yeah.
He can do that.
He's gonna approach outside of striking range, arm's reach. He's gonna say, with a little bit more confidence he's mustered for the last hour or two. Commander, do you have a second?
He looks at him.
I'll just cozy up over here and just kind of sits next to her. I'm just gonna say that you can stop him if you want to. Offers the bottle questioningly.
Sharpening,
okay.
not looking at you.
He points at her daggers with the bottle now. It's funny about steel. At first it's plunged into a roaring fire, stoked almost to a melting point, and then it's pulled out into the cold and struck repeatedly. It's quenched. It's then ground and honed. Over hours and hours, it is refined. Dario, I was terribly struck by the choice that you made. But I feel like it was one strike to better refine me into a better friend. I feel like I understand you a lot more. I don't know what you have seen. And I want to say I'm sorry for judging you. Very well. And he stands up and returns to the fire.
A few minutes later, Tariel, Rayval is going to approach you.
No.
Tariel.
He looks
Lady
at him.
Tariel. Yeah. Lady Tariel. That was very rude.
She's just finished with one of her blades, and she sort of like holds it up in front of her face and looks at it, and then one swift motion just points it at him and turns it a little bit and says, "Think you I've sharpened this enough, Rayval?"
Yes, I think you have the and he kind of lifts his neck ever so slightly. Point seems quite sharp from my end, but I don't think you're going to kill me.
And I don't think you've had much luck bargaining with women this evening.
Oh, God.
You are
Damn!
Woo! Not here. Jesus Christ, Charlotte. Holy I'm trying to stay in character here, and you're just...
Woo! Wow.
Woo! Lit his ass up.
Wow. Wow. He was not ready for the smoke. Okay. He is going to look down the blade, but also down sheepishly and kind of forget that the sword is there. It's like, yeah, I did. Oh, right sword. Gotta... Lady Tariel, I am not here to speak to you as a woman. I am here to speak to you as a friend.
Rayval, you've acquitted yourself admirably on this journey. What is it that you want?
Hope, Lady Tariel. I would love nothing more than to feel hopeful. I confess I was almost hopeless when I approached you all in that temple, and in seeing Arwen and her splendor, it has renewed it. And yet, there is still a thorn in my side, a thought at the back of my mind, something that tells me all is not yet right, and it is you. You have seemingly lost that hope. Even so, even through all the victory.
Why do you say so?
You sit here silent, sharpening your knives, closed off from everyone after a momentous victory that you had no small part in. Be proud of yourself. Celebrate. Take the victory where it is and carry on.
Rayval, I am grateful to you for your heroism, but I keep my own counsel.
Enough with the platitudes, Tariel.
Oh.
You have been closed off. Let me speak. We need a leader. I followed you because you were and still can be a leader.
I am no leader. I have never been a leader. If you need a leader, look no further. And she gestures across to Arwen. I am well, Rayval. It is as it should be. Go give your fealty where it belongs and leave me.
Just as everyone else has.
Just so.
You cannot do this alone.
I don't intend to.
And yet here you sit.
What else is there for her to say? He's going to persist no matter what. She lays her weapon down. She picks up the next and begins again.
Kind of looks down at the ground as the sword you had at his neck drops. Very well, Commander, and walks off.
Fury is gonna kind of welcome him to the losers club. That
yeah, he's gonna grab it and just down. Actually, yeah. Let me make an awareness check for Rayval. This is only 2d6s, so 6, 12. Oh, he passes with a 16. Yeah, he passes with a 16. Actually, go figure.
Oh boy.
All right. Yeah, he continues drinking. Anyone else?
Who else wants some?
Oh yeah,
yeah, right.
Nah, I'm good. Yes. Halloweth knows what it's like to want to just be alone, so totally get it.
Like, just leave her alone.
Yeah.
Give her some space, man.
Nah.
Jesus.
Oh, what? Men encroaching on women's spaces when they think they can be a source of comfort when really they only want to be left alone? That never happens.
Hey,
those listening on the podcast,
I can help you even if you don't want it.
I can fix her.
Yeah. For those listening on the podcast, Anna Maria is about 2 inches from the camera.
I can actually see her brain up her nostril. Like she's the camera.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Halloweth is, however, going to pass the bottle back to Barry, and kind of look at him in a slightly different way than he has, and think, a dwarf wielding the flame of the West. Who'd have thought it?
Oh, with that sword, is it important or something?
No.
It's too light. It's unwieldy.
It's the size of you, Barry.
That's our boy.
Wait.
That's our boy.
It was intended to be wielded by humans initially, but albeit men of Numenor. However, that was quite a sight. You of the gifts, the giver. I wanted to, how do you put it? Reward you, I suppose. Show my appreciation of your courage and ability. You showed strength, and also I apologize for tossing you.
You want to know something? As scary as all that was pretty fun.
It looked pretty fun.
But don't you do it again.
No,
very humiliating.
Wouldn't dream of it. Nobody tosses a dwarf.
Never.
He's gonna lift up a perfect obsidian sphere, which he's crafted through the magic that he still possesses. Say, to remind you of your courage here in Erech. He just tilts it and it rolls.
As you hold it, his eyes kind of well up with that glossy, his bottom lip quivers a little bit and says nothing but just pulls his ass into a proper dwarven hug.
Oh, that's not necessary. Oh.
Hal, you take 1 point of damage as your rib breaks.
And yet somehow gain 1 hope point. It's very strange.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's 1 fellowship point and a hope point for both.
It's the sound of love is what that is.
Genuinely.
1 point of damage for that?
Well, I'll give you 1 point of damage, but I'll trade it off with 1 hope point and 1 fellowship point for the pool, and then hope point for both of you.
Oh.
Cool. Hey,
Fury's face is just buried in the center of his chest as he just crushes him.
Yes. Well, anyway, wine?
Wine.
Wine.
He recoils back and pokes him in the chest.
Oh.
Not the spot.
Okay, good. Not the spot.
Not the spot.
Not again.
And he just smiling from ear to ear, pokes him a little bit. You're different. I can see it.
No. After 7,000 years, do we really change it all? I don't know.
Nah, but there's something behind your eyes that, well, I like what I'm saying.
I've done more in the last few months. Actually, you know what? Question: how long has it been since we've left Arwin and Tel? Since we've left
It's been months. Yeah.
Is it months? Is it a year?
It is months.
I'm going to go ahead and ask everyone here, with the exception of Tariel, to make an awareness check for me. Yeah, what did you roll? What did you wind up?
I hit my target number exactly, 12.
In hitting your target number exactly, you remember Tinel's mention and Gollum's mention that it has been not weeks, but months, hearkening back to the time you spent in Lothlorien, where, as is canon in the books, time works a little bit differently. And not time, but your perception of it. So the amount of time you spent was actually way longer than you anticipated, even though it only seemed like a few nights.
Yes.
You would get the sense that months have gone by. Tariel, completely aside, you know for a fact that it has been a little bit more than 6 months since all of this has started.
All of this, or since I joined the party?
So all of this, because you did not go to Lothlorien, you you do not have the time blindness similar effect. Arwen, you would have no idea how long time has been. You went to sleep a couple of seconds ago, and all of a sudden you're awake, and the mission is a success after your several weeks journey to Rohan. So yeah. Halloweth, you would kind of get that sense. Tariel, you'd know, but you're not really in a sharing mood right now. So
in his conversation with Barry, he says, "It has been months, and for me that is the blink of an eye, and yet I have felt more involved, more alive, and more present than I have in millennia."
That's a relief to hear. That's excellent. Welcome back to the land of the living, you old bastard.
Thank you. Never thought I'd be fighting side by side with a dwarf.
Never thought I'd be fighting side by side with an elf.
But I can think, and am honored to be fighting side by side with a friend.
There it is, folks.
Fuck you, take 5 fellowship points.
Yeah, 5!
5!
I have it as a written rule. I can show you in the notes later.
You do not.
If you said that line at any point.
There it is. Okay.
There it is. 5 fellowship points. 5 fellowship points. Yeah.
14.
Yeah. No. Oh, 14. Excuse me. Yeah.
We had 8.
Oh, that's right. You had 8.
No, we had 8, and then Don gave us all equal for
that's right.
Extra thing. I've been fellowship points tracking is the one thing I've been actually doing.
Thank you. Okay, 14.
14 total. 14 total. Yeah. If you ever,
dude, I miss them constantly. Thank you.
It's the one thing I don't like. I had to stop taking notes because I missed so much stuff in the early sessions by taking notes because I write like an idiot. So I was like long, no notes. It was like long, full sentences to try and not miss anything. And I'd look up and I'd be like, I have no idea what's happening. So I had to stop taking notes for that exact reason. But fellowship points, God, I'm on it.
Got it covered. Yeah. If anyone ever said that line, especially you two, I have it written down in my notes. That's an additional 5.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Points. Well done. Well done indeed. Are we good to end the scene there, or do we want to keep that going, Halloweth?
No, I think there's nothing else. Well, unless Barry is asking anything, but Halloweth's done. He just
but I think Tori had
Tinel.
Well,
yeah. I was going to do my RP rounds, which means
do it.
I'm talking to every character, so
let's do it.
I'm fine to go last.
Yeah. Yeah. Arwen, you still hanging out, doing whatever? Anything in particular you wanna do?
I think I am sensing the strong feelings in this.
Do you mean in this Zoom call or in the game? Because it's both.
both.
Yeah.
Probably both. And I think she's like she hasn't had a second to sort of stop and think about like facilitating the situation. She's just like, we gotta get the sword, we gotta get the king, we gotta, And so I think now she's understanding, okay, this, like, I sort of like thundered in here, done a big thing. It seems like there's some interpersonal stuff going on here. I think she has sort of like, I don't know if she heard the conversation between Tariel and Rayvold, but like she certainly she saw. I would assume she saw Toriel point at her.
You've probably, it's the equivalent of like being at a con and seeing two people talking in like the group of 7, and you make eye contact every once in a while, and you're like, are you talking about me? Are you guys good? Are you two? Is this a thing? What's going on here?
Right. And so I think she takes note of that, and is like starting and senses that the group needs to decompress and kind of like maybe come together and like process as a collective. But she's definitely made note of, I think at this point Beery avoiding her eyes, and Toriel sort of really pulled in, and is going to sort of let the group do what it needs to do before taking up space again.
Got it. Tariel, I will come to you once more before we get to Tanel. Is there anyone you'd like to talk to in this moment? Any thoughts you'd like to express inwardly or outwardly?
No, I'm going to wait and see what Tanel does.
Tori?
Okay, I was saving Tariel for last, which is funny.
Yeah.
Because of how I think Tanel would notice that she shouldn't talk to her right now, and she's seen scary Tariel before, so she's going to let her have her space. So we'll be saving Tariel for last. A lot of Tanel's things she actually does as everyone's going to bed for the night.
Okay.
But she does go to Arwen first, or has just been around Arwen the entire time. Really, truthfully, honestly. And then finally you see her like get up the courage to actually speak something and just says, I don't know where to begin thanking you.
Arwen is immediately sort of overcome, like, whatever do you mean I would have been lost without you?
We went to find this army in hopes that they would help us, with no inkling that it would even work. To save you, we needed a foothold in Gondor. There are armies depending on this working, and you are the reason that it will. I cannot thank you for the win that we have, and it has not even happened yet. I don't know what to do to repay that.
You see her really soften in a way that she hasn't in weeks, months. Noble to know, you are one of the Eldar of Gondolin, are you not?
I am.
You and Halwith.
Yes.
You two have seen much hardship and survived many odds to make it here today. You have already done more than I could ever repay. I am nothing without lineage, without bloodline, without my love for Estelle, without the children inside me, and without you, the party. I am nothing. But when Middle-earth cracked open, it is you four who rose to the task of saving it. I cannot even begin to fathom the hells you all have endured. And you saved my life. You are as big a player as any in the fate and saving of Middle-earth. There is no debt If anything, I am indebted to you all. And you have, even since we left the cave, you have guarded me so faithfully.
That is high praise I am not deserving of.
I will argue with you until the dawn breaks.
How audible is this conversation?
Are you trying to keep it secret either?
No,
I think she's really, because like I think she's also understanding that people are really not knowing whether to approach her.
Yeah.
She wants to respect everybody's boundaries and to like come back full force and like get in everyone's faces, but she's definitely like laying it, like she wants everyone to hear.
Yeah, Tanel wasn't trying to like hide the conversation in it by any means.
Yeah, Tariel, I think if you are interested in listening to this conversation, you can listen in.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, to prevent us from thanking each other endlessly, and she just kind of like reaches out a hand. And she just takes it and just like squeezes it. And that's all the emotions that she can give. She's at a loss for words.
I think, is everybody listening? Can everybody hear? Have people been like...
I think it's fair to say that if you want to be heard in this moment, Arwen, you can be.
Okay, I think, Arwen still like keeps her distance, is like, as uncertain as a being such as her could be, because there's like a lot of strong feelings in the campfire. She ignores her brothers completely. And just sort of like gives a look to her father, like sort of like a, we'll talk later, but
yeah. There's gonna be a moment there.
Addresses the rest of the party. I was like, to the rest of the party and allies, but particularly you four, Beery, Halloweth, Tanel, and Talio. Of truer words I could not have spoken. Beery, you faced down undeath without so much as a quiver of your lip. I have lived many ages. I have seen many cycles around the sun, and I have not seen such bravery.
Well,
and the same goes for your wonderful boar, who has remained so steadfast and has done all of Middle-earth such a service. Beery, I wish you nothing but joy and healing, for I know you felt the touch of his undeath. May I? And I sort of ask permission to touch you, because I just am very uncertain.
We love consent.
Yeah.
Beery's obviously very starstruck, but does not protest.
I think I lay a hand on top of his head and just sort of send up a silent prayer for him to know ease, and so that I can see the light of the stars in his eyes again.
Yeah, Beery, go ahead and take another hope point for that one. Arwen, as this is all happening, Gorge is also going to like very quietly tiptoe up to you. And... Gorge gets a hope point as well. I'm gonna just mark that down for later.
Yes.
And I just say, child of Aule, may Varda also watch over you, so that her light never forsakes your eyes again. Read. I turn to Halloweth, and I get really emotional. I was like, you who have lived so long, who would give of your life to me and my children. You gave the ultimate gift. If there's anything you or your companions ever need, I will offer it to you. Me and my line will always be friends to this party. It was so brave of you to offer this in such a dire moment when you could have easily been felled. I thank you from the depths of my heart.
Your thanks is appreciated, but unnecessary. You achieved what we aimed for. We could not have done that without you. We saved you and you saved us. That's kind of our thing.
It is beautiful. And then I think I turned to Tariel. I was like, Commander, I do not wish to disturb your moment of introspection.
He rises immediately. She's up. Her blades are pristine and shining. And she, in a moment, she is before Arwen with them crossed up across her chest in a salute.
She's at ease, Commander. I have a yearning to walk amongst the trees. Would you go with me? Just so I can so I don't.
Yeah.
Away from prying ears.
No, my lady.
Just a gentle meander through the forest. We won't be gone. We will not stray far. I immediately hush my brothers because I know they're about to say something.
Oh, I was literally about to cut in. Same wavelength. Okay, cool. Tariel, are you gonna go with her? Because I might like to frame this a little different. Are you going?
Yeah, I mean, she says okay. Like I command me, my lady. I will obey.
Oh yeah.
I have but one command. Walk with me as an equal, not as a vassal.
Her throat visibly tightens with something. It's no way to interpret what that is. Her jaw tenses, and she neither agrees nor disagrees. She gives the barest of nods. She dodges.
Okay, so here's how we're gonna do this. Charlotte, Anna Maria, we're gonna come to you in a moment because Eladon, Elrohir, Rayval, and Elrond all just kind of sitting around the fire, chatting amongst themselves. Tanel, you find yourself with Beery and Halloweth and Gorge, this core party that all those months ago were thrown into the thick of the most dire era of Middle-earth, perhaps. And I will allow you, if you would like, to have this moment before we get back to Tariel and Arwen.
Yeah, as the two of them are leaving, a little undignified, Tanel just turns and kneels down and just hugs Beery and says, I thought I was going to lose you. That scared me so badly.
Oh, it's finally your turn. Yeah, now you feel what we all felt and just give it a big old pat. Also, he's cradling the obsidian sphere like it's a baby.
Yeah.
Pat on the back. Hey, I will never leave you.
I'm glad you are safe.
Likewise.
That was in...
Just pat, like, yes.
That was incredible. Never do that again.
I mean, it's this one here.
Me? What? No.
Ow.
Oh, yeah, you were great. Those Nazgûl, they were so... This is so amazing. I'm talking to all three of you now.
Without the hammer.
Yeah, he's still talking.
How are you still talking?
And
I don't know. He's still here. This is amazing.
Where's
where are the rest?
Where's
the rest?
Ratchard and Feanor? I kept trying to say Fenway. That wasn't his name.
No. Yeah, where's...
Oh, the 14, 15, 16, 17. With the 17, you hear Gorge give a sniff like, oh, aye. And they've literally just been there the whole time, just kind of very quietly waiting their turn.
Rats.
Yeah, just very politely sitting there.
Grab an acorn that's nearby and break the little cap off of it, a little bit of wine to each of them. Hand them over. You deserve this.
What is it, Master Beery?
Just drink it. It's great. Hold it like this. Pinky out. It's oven.
Which one is the pinky?
The furthest one away from you when you're holding like that.
Right, and he grasps it as somehow he can, and you watch as he stands on two hind legs, as small as he is, and downs it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and
Elven wine with rats.
roll a d12.
You just explode.
Yeah, it's a 4. You look down at Feanor, who also drank it, and Ratchard, and they both look up at you and say, "Oh, what have you done, Beery? What have you?
Out they go.
And they
It's a
just fall
celebration.
over, just
Their little rat feet sticking up in the air. Well,
yeah,
It's so
100%,
cute.
100%.
I think you might have given them too much, Beery. That was a.
You want a little bit? You're right.
Can I?
With that partner.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, all right, why not? And
one by one, taking out the animals.
Jeez. Yeah,
It's an
sure.
8. It's an 8. You watch as Gorge takes a little blip of it and just says,
oh my god, I can see why you like this stuff. Brett! Oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm still here. That was
Don't
a
scare
burp.
me like that.
We're fine. I'm sorry. Tanel, you were being very nice to my best friend. And Halloweth, you were there too. And
I was there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you were also being very nice, but
No,
it was Tanel's moment. I didn't want to interrupt
Yes,
your.
you're fine. Let's
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm sorry. I'll go back to.
have your drinks.
I don't think
Please.
I need any more. I don't think
That's
I need any more,
fine.
but yeah. I'm gonna go eat some grass. You carry on.
Perfect. She is going to kind of wait a little bit as everybody settles before speaking with Halloweth, because she just sits down next to him and takes his hand, whether he wants that or not. I'm not going to pry, but I know that our eyes have seen the same thing. And I'm sorry.
Me too. I don't think I ever asked how old you were.
I was a child when Gondolin fell. Everything is bigger in my memory of it.
Well, it was big. There's no mistaking that. I was not. A child, that is.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And she just like squeezes his hand.
It was his fault. I didn't want to fight him. Or even beat him. I wanted to save him. I didn't.
I can't imagine that pain.
I hope you never have to.
And she kind of just takes her other arm and just pulls him in just the littlest bit. We'll find somewhere safe after this. Wherever that is. I'll make it.
If anyone can, it's you.
I like that vote of confidence.
Yeah, it's unusual. What have you done to me? Barry was right. I'm changing.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It looks good on you.
Let's hope it stays. Maybe it's the wine, who knows?
I'll make it stay.
Well, let's enjoy this now. I don't see too many more calming victories in the future, so until a safe space. And he just raises his glass just a little bit.
She cheers.
Go ahead and mark down 1 fellowship point for the pool. Again.
Racking them up.
And another hope point for both of you as well.
This is great, but also very concerning. It's like when you find a big old chest full of health potions. You're like, wait a minute.
You guys
boss is coming.
Yeah,
oh my god!
You guys were depleting your resources, and I reward good role play. Speaking of good role play, we're gonna come back now to Tariel and Arwen. As the both of you get up to leave, Arwen, your father also stands up as if concerned that you are leaving. But your brothers are going to do the same. But as you shut them down, he kind of stands slightly, makes eye contact with you, almost as if to say, "Hi, I spent so long worrying about you and looking for you. Please don't leave. But also, I know you're your own person and need to make your own decisions, so please don't go far." And you pretty much feel that through the telepathy that you both have.
I think I just sort of send him back what I'm feeling of like, I really need a good night around a campfire. Mama needs to sleep. Don't you stress. Like,
Deal.
Yeah.
Dad, let me hang out with my friends.
Dad, you're killing the vibe.
Oh my god.
All right, he's gonna nod and sit back down. And Tariel, Arwen.
That being said, I will, let's just say, like, be on the lookout. I'm not planning on like walking a mile, but just out of earshot.
Tariel is absolutely on the lookout.
Okay, yeah, I figure.
she's at her ease, like she's put her weapons away, but is walking, but with her hands behind her back, like, and just sort of in the elvish way, just casually looking about, ears pricked, just, we don't know.
Yeah. Arwen.
I think we walk until like there's like enough of a clearing where you can see a nice patch of sky with the stars.
Easily, yeah.
Because we've been underground for, I don't care if it was 3 hours, too long.
Mm-hmm.
And I look up at the sky, and I say, bloodline is a tricky thing. My grandfather sails across the sky with a silmaril that is a star. My grandmother is Galadriel, the Lady of Light, the Lady of Lorien, perhaps the most powerful being on Middle-earth. My father is Elrond. Luthien Tinuviel is in my bloodline. Melian is in my bloodline. Thingol is in my bloodline. And the love of my life was Aragorn, son of Arathorn, heir of Isildur. I grew up in the shadow of those who reshape fate on a whim. Ultimately, I think it only gives... I think fate and bloodline only have meaning because we give it that. I am curious about you, Commander Tauriel. For you have been nothing short of extraordinary. And yet you hold yourself as though destiny does not caress you also.
He gives a rueful laugh and looks skyward, and she thinks for a moment. And she says, "My lady, I come from a shadowed land. I do not often see the face of your grandfather, though I look for it through the trees. I have no nobility in my blood. I am Tawarwaith, and long have I served greater lords in search of greater deeds, and yet, at every turn, they slip through my fingers. And you have shown me true greatness, such as I have long looked for and never seen. I am happy to relinquish all that I am, whatever that is, in your service. But to say that we are equals is to compare the sun to a rock in its shadow. What good can I be to you?
Can I roll an insight check to see if this is about what I think this might be about? To see if this is about Thranduil.
You would perceive, I don't think you have to roll an insight check. I will say that to you, suddenly, Tauriel's mind is an open book. In a way it has not been to anyone. And I think you will perceive that part of that is that she feels that she has no, if you reached for that knowledge, she would have no power to fight it. So she just gives it freely. But also recognizing something in you that she wants you to have of her. And you would see that this is everything. This is hundreds and hundreds of years of inferiority complex. This is being born to an obscure people of a great people who have never seen the trees, people who have never crossed the ocean, and that she of those is a woman. You would see her failures with Thranduil. She has not served him as he would have liked her to serve him. She had a confusing relationship with Legolas. The one time she invested in somebody, it ended very badly, and it was not even someone of her people, and it is someone who her people would be ashamed of if they knew, and in some part of her, she's still ashamed. There's just shame on failure on shame on shame. And most recently, you would see that of these people who she has grown to love very dearly, this party that took her in, the one person whose esteem she most wanted, which is Beery's, she has lost, even fractionally. And now she feels that if there was a moment where if the stakes were not so high, if she had not sworn herself to this quest and she was not determined to go, the instant there were no eyes on her, none of you would ever see her again.
I think Arwen is, her first immediate reaction is moved by the trust in offering all of this. And she makes sure you feel that. You feel immediate gratitude for the sanctity of that trust. And then very calmly, and with all the serenity of the moon, she, still looking skyward, she says, Thranduil is a twat.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And she says,
but then again, my lady, are not all men.
You get a real chuckle out of her for that. And she says, any argument about bloodline or born into nobility or can be immediately dismantled after 5 minutes with my brothers. And she says, those of noble birth are more likely to walk paths of greatness because they are supported by every system we have in Middle Earth to be great. It is expected of them. They are offered resources and respect from straight out the womb. Truly, if there is anything I have learned, studying under my grandmother, studying the ways of the Valar, it is that the Valar bless all. Not just those who have the certain bloodline. In you, I have seen more nobility than Thranduil has in his left pinky finger. As for your failures, you have stumbled because you have been dealt a lesser lot. You have been not granted the respect that you deserve. You have been not granted the grace that you deserve. You have been not granted full personhood because of this misguided notion of birthright.
My lady, what if I have been granted exactly what I deserve? What if I'm not
a loving party that believes in you, even Beery, who I know we say the dwarves are like stone, and once they shift, they are hard-pressed to shift back. But Beery said himself, it was but a glance upon the steel. It was a glancing blow. He is shaping his own self. I see this party, I see these people, I see the way they look upon you. They trust you with their lives, and I trust you with mine. And it was in your palm, and you treated it as precious, and you saved it.
What else could I do?
Middle-earth has a long to-do list to work through, I fear, before we topple the Dark Lord. And you are a commander.
I am a captain with no army.
Arwen just says, we will see about that. I think you do yourself a disservice. I think that before you lies a destiny greater than any of our imaginations. I would not knight you, I would not give you a title, because I am no greater than you to offer that. But I do call you sister, and she reaches out her hand to clasp her forearm.
Tariel, she sort of flinches just a little, and then returns the grasp, and her eyes are shining, but they do not overspill. And she says, "It is my honor, sister."
Arwen holds that for a bit and says, shall we get back to your party?
I think we'd best, or Raval will come looking.
May the gods forbid. And I think that's that.
That's that. She'll follow her home.
Ariel, as you clasp Arwen's forearm, you feel an energy not unlike what Halloweth has previously felt. I would like you to please add 1 extra d6 as well to every single one of your checks. Every ability gets an automatic boost, as in this moment of hope, you head back to the party. And that is where we are going to end tonight's episode.
Man!
Oh my god.
Of the Unpredicted Party.
Y'all.
I feel like
three.
my body has gone through so much.
Top 3 right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Easily.
Yeah.
Holy god.
It's been an episode.
Yeah.
This might be our best one, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Oh, right. I have announcements to read at the end.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Thank you all so much. I'm sure live chat is having an absolute I don't even have the word to describe the freak out. There's not a strong enough word in the English language.
Either there's a freak out or it's just silence.
Yeah.
As they're taking it all.
That's fair. That's fair. Thank you all so much for joining us. Please make sure to remember to like if you are on YouTube and subscribe. If you are on podcast, please leave a rating. Please leave a review if you like the stuff. If you don't, lie. We will be back.
Wait, can I jump in with something here? Could you all, listeners, watchers, could you all also just tell your friends, like, get on the clock apps, get on the apps. Like, I feel, especially after this is such a good show and it deserves more ears and eyes. And I don't know, I am grateful for the loyal folks who tune in every other week, but I would love to see more of them.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that, Charlotte. We will be back in 2 weeks. Join us on Patreon for the Unpredicted After Party just a few moments after this. The link to the Patreon will be in the bio. It is patreon.com/DonMarshall72. Anna Maria, I knew it was coming, but would you be cool coming back for a third episode?
Always bloody three.
Always three. Always three.
It's the rule of three. It's the rule of three.
It's it's beginning, middle, and end, and we've come to now. We got to figure out the next steps because the journey doesn't end here.
The road
right.
goes ever on.
And on and on.
We'll have much more of this coming up on the Patreon Unpredicted After Party. Join us over at patreon.com/DonMarshall72. We'll be back in 2 weeks, Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. That next Monday at 7 a.m. wherever podcasts are. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Love you all.
Bye.